I think, you know, one day we should just reintroduce crevasse into the map pool. I think that would be a great decision.
You know, back in the IPL days, they did something like that. They had the classic maps.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was actually pretty cool.
I thought it was really cool as well. But
the old Steps of War.
yeah, but everyone was just forgating. It's just like, because it's old maps doesn't mean you have to play old strat. Even though some of those maps were really good for that overly aggressive play, I found in some scenarios the players were overdoing it a little bit. But yeah, I enjoyed that little tournament a lot.
Dude, if you had a couple $1,000 to win, you'd be using the best strats too.
Yeah, but those were not necessarily the best strats.
Also not necessarily the worst.
You know, it's never the worst. You can make a strat as bad as you possibly want. You know, pulling your first 6 probes and sending them across the map is a strat.
That actually works on steps, man.
No, it does not.
You make 9 drones and then you just go for it, or 10, or maybe 12, and
Then you play command center first, and then you beat that guy.
no, that drone rush all in.
In the old days on Metalopolis close spawns, I had a 3 probe rush, which was actually really good.
You think I'm kidding, but there's like a 12 drone rush for Steps
Yeah,
of War.
I remember that. But that
Absolutely OP.
no, that was, you know, maybe in the old days, but not now.
Well, they didn't change the build time of drones.
Well, 60, no, it would not be good. It was just because players were bad back then.
Cats begs to differ.
12
Paulo will back me up.
12 drones? Alright, if you can win a game with a drone rush these days, man.
On Steps of War,
Yes?
I think it could be done.
No. If you're playing against a good player, that cannot be done. Trust me, Ben. What is more important, though, is that we see a proxy barracks over here from Hack spawning in the left. Hack, of course, spawning on the right top side of this map, dropping the refinery as well. So we're going to see a little bit of a Reaper action. Anything else would very, very surprise me. I doubt we're going to see proxy marauders. It really makes no sense.
But it will be early game aggression from Hack, Startail Hack, the blue Terran, of course, who spawned up in the top right. Arthur, the red Protoss, down in the bottom left, will have to figure out some way to defend this aggression. You see the Reaper on the production tab already. Not necessarily crazy aggression, but there is a second Rax going down.
Second
we'll
Rex
see what
is
that
home. I think
translates
that's
to.
more like a safety Rex, because every now and then it happens that, you know, you will lose this Rex, then you're not able to reduce units for a while, and you just die to some stupid gateway aggression that happens on the other side of the map. Or someone throws up a pylon or 2 in your main base, and warp gate technology is ready, they just warp in units. That could be very frustrating, so I think that's more safety than anything else. Arthur has not spotted this barracks yet, but what he has spotted is that there is nothing over here, and he spotted the refinery, so I think he has a pretty good idea of what's going on. Now he knows that there is a Reaper in his base.
Reaper's going to do a little bit of work, forcing a lot of
I
lost
think,
mining
yeah.
time. Already got a single probe kill.
I think it's a small overreaction by Arthur. I don't really like that, pulling so many probes. He's still losing probes in the long run.
It's actually great control from Hack. It can be
3.
surprisingly difficult to right-click on the correct probe in those situations, and a single misclick.
That's true. I felt that Arthur lost a little bit more mining time there than he should have lost, though. That was a little unnecessary.
Reaper aggression will continue.
And the Stalker is out of position where he's just going to send the Stalker across the map. There will be a Mothership Core. I don't really like that, though. That Stalker should have been at home, because I think it's going to be really hard for this Mothership Core and the Zealot to ever catch up with these probes. And I think by the time that Stalker is there, well, there's going to... Okay, the
Stalker's not coming back. He's just marching across. Arthur's going to try and... I guess there's not any real chance of him winning the game, but he's going to try and apply some counter pressure. Man, Arthur's...
I'm not sure how I feel about this.
Probes. I don't know how.
He's putting himself in a super dicey position. By doing this, he's basically saying, like, I'm gonna have to win this game almost immediately. He's ignoring his engineering bay, which means no expand for a long time. The Zealot is caught out of position as well. That means the Zealot is going to die before it can go to town on SCVs. The Stalker is gonna have a hard time picking off Reapers. I really like how Hack has played this, and I don't think that Arthur has played it the right way.
Great micro by Hack. He's gonna keep the Reapers alive. And he comes out of that in just beautiful position. Engineering bay is still up, and it's going to be a long time before this Stalker is able to actually kill it. So this is the best case opening here for Hack. And everything has fallen in his favor.
His command center is more than halfway down as well. We see 2 additional Rexes going down, 3 even. So he might just go as soon as Stim is ready, which I don't think would be a bad decision at all. Or maybe he gets combat shield first. No, it's going to be Stim. Engineering bay is cancelled, but oh Arthur, you're finding yourself in a really, really dicey position already.
Reaper's going to make another appearance back in the main base, and immediately another probe's going to go down. Photon overcharge even being spent. That's going to kill off both those Reapers. But they have more than paid for themselves, proving once more that Reaper Expand is the best build.
Even when you proxy the Rex, it's basically still Reaper Expand. Ah, this was not a 4th Rex, this was the Rex on the other side of the map. That makes a lot of sense. But still, in the end of the day, it's going to be 4 Rexes. And Hack, of course, finding himself in a fantastic position right now. He's up in workers. Normally, as a Terran player, you should not be ahead in workers in this phase of the game. 26 SCVs against 23.
So
22 now.
Here's a question: does that photon overcharge being spent in the main open up a timing for these 4 racks?
Well, I mean, almost anything is the timing for Hack right now, because by the time that would be done, there's going to be another photon overcharge if he really wants, but it doesn't really work out because of the way that this early game is played out. Normally, you could make a case for that, but this early game has been so weird and scrappy that you can't really make a case for that right now. But, you know, anything for Hack is considered the timing, because his army is just going to be way stronger.
Arthur's definitely going to have his work cut out for him.
Seems like Arthur just wants to forgate of this, but, you know, if anything, it would have been a miracle if he could survive. Perhaps forgating is his best option, somehow land a couple of really good force fields, but there are 2 bunkers down. Stim is ready already. There are 3 Marauders out on the map. No, Ben. You know, I believe in 4 gates. I want to believe. I'm a true believer, but I don't think this 4 gate is going to work.
It's going to be tough, man. Arthur's barely even got the money to
wipe in 4 units at a time.
Exactly. He's only got 26 probes, and look at this. Hack's so confident. Oh, look, you're forgating. This time looks pretty good.
That's really good.
Are there enough units?
He can stim. He's not stimming. Perhaps he was worried that he would kill his units too quick. That was perhaps a little
bit. This might be exactly what Arthur needs to get back in this. All these units are going to die. That means there's nothing inside these bunkers. Uh-oh. Has Hack overextended? What do you think? 1 more warp in and go, or maybe wait for 2?
No, he should definitely go as soon as possible. The longer he waits, the more units. There are 4 Rexes producing units. 2 of them with a reactor. So if he wants to win, he's probably gonna have to go right here, right now, drop a force field on the ramp, and cut off any additional reinforcements. You know, I was not a believer before he threw away a lot of units. It's still going to be hard, but it is possible. He has enough Zealots to absorb a lot of damage.
The CVs are in front. First bunker is going to go right down. Force field on top of it means that the units pop out and die.
I like that bunker because there are only 2 SCVs repairing that bunker. But now the Muse coming in from the other side as well. Bunker is going to fall.
I just don't know if I believe there's enough units here for Arthur, who now has just a handful of stalkers. His reinforcements aren't even coming forward. Hack decides to fall back into his
Hack has so
bunker.
much production for this phase of the game. You know, normally if this is like 2 Marines at a time coming out, you say like, hey, maybe Arthur can make this work. But there are so many Marines at once being produced. There are plenty of SCVs which can still die as well and still put him ahead. Even the first Widowmine in production, you know, all small things help right now. Widowmine is guaranteed unit kill.
Here comes another time warp. Force field's on that bunker. It's going to be really hard to get the repairs that that Hack needs. But man, it's staying alive for a long time. There's the stem. Marauder's going to charge down. And only Stalkers remain, but
Stalkers fight pretty bad against the Marauders.
There's no medevacs though.
No, a lot of these Marauders are really low on HP, but 21 army supply against 10 right now. That will mark the end of this little push, and that will basically mark the end of Arthur in this game, as it's going to be borderline impossible for him to turn this into a normal game. He does have a couple of workers over here, and the worker count is even, which is still a really bad sign for a Protoss. Certainly when you have absolutely 0 attack down. He also lost his mothership core, so he has to rebuild that one. It's going to slow him down even more. It's going to only have 1 photon overcharge when he really needs it. The first medevac is on the way. You can transition this starport soon, or I mean switch the starport soon with the factory, so he's going to be able to produce 2 medevacs at a time. You know, there was a sparkle of hope, but it was not enough.
It's a shame, man, as I think Hack has to realize just how great his position is. He's going to go ahead and load up a medevac and head out to do a little bit of harassing. Meanwhile, +1 armor on the way.
One behind.
Why not? Good Dark Shrine. I think certainly with Heart of the Swarm, Dark Shrine is always worth investing in. I still feel like Protoss players don't use it enough defensively. DT warpins are so good at defending all sorts of different kinds of attacks.
Yep, that's definitely true. I'm still trying to get it in my play a little bit more as well. Every now and then it's like, you know, I could have easily squeezed in a Dark Shrine 2 minutes before I actually did. This little drop is going to pick up a few probes here and there. That's going to put Hack even further ahead than he already is.
Just going to load up and get out of there. No questions asked. And, you know, at the same time, Hack's using this as an opportunity to push forward with his main army. And this main army might be...
It's going to stim soon and just right-click on the net.
That's a lot of stuff. There's big stim coming forward. Dropping the main base. Marines and Marauders into the natural. That Nexus is not going to be focused. We're going to fight the army. Mothership core is going to go down. That means no photon overcharge.
couple of force fields Roger now. Normally these are good force fields, but he just doesn't really have the units to fight his army from Hack. Even though it's getting close, it looks like it's getting close, but it's not really close. It's 52 supply against 91. Hack is so far ahead, still stimming, still picking up units that Arthur cannot afford to lose. You know, eventually Arthur almost picks up most of these units, but the worker count is 44 against 40. Army supply is 52 against 6.
Second wave reinforcements stimming and running across the map. They're so excited to get in on the action.
The guys, there's a battle to win. I like to be part of winning battles.
Don't win without me! And finally, Hack taps, or not Hack taps out, but Hack goes